Hello, and welcome to another episode of Break the Cycle with me, your host, Joshua Smith. Sorry for boomering the first link. See, what had happened was, I started the correct link, and then Ryan Kurtz, my wonderful, beautifully haired co-host, decided that wasn't the correct link because we weren't live. Unfortunately,
I didn't decide it wasn't the correct link. You decided that. I just said it's not live on my computer.
Unfortunately, it was live. His computer was just not updating. So I apologize to everybody who watched us boomer that stream. We are not going to boomer this one. We're here. We're ready to go.
I mean, the night is still young.
Yeah, the night is young. I could fuck it up. There's no doubt. So I thought I had started the members only link instead. So the members only link is still live. We'll be live after the show. But we got a great show for you guys tonight. Before we get too far into it, let's check in with some sponsors. Of course, we got TopLobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, my good friend and partner on Break the Cycle, where you can get this great fuck around and find out Lady Liberty gun shirt. That you see me wearing tonight by using BTC at checkout for a 10% discount, or you can join the Patreon, subscribe star, become a member of the YouTube channel under all of our videos by hitting the join link, where you can get into a private Discord server and get all of Top Lobster's new gear up to 2 weeks before it goes to the general public at like a 30% discount. Really great stuff. Definitely worth it. If you're doing $5 to $10 a month on the Patreon, you get all the extra content that we put out after the show is over, but you also can get Top Lobster's gear 30% off, and so you're saving money and supporting us both, so we appreciate it. Go check it out. And of course, executive producer of the show, anthemplanning.com, for all your emergency and crisis planning needs. Check them out today, see what they can do for your business, home, or personal life. They're doing a wonderful job that the government has historically sucked at much cheaper and much more efficiently. They help organizations solve unsolvable problems in the technology and HR arenas. Their teams lead by example. Anthem consultants have led their own organizations through demanding periods of change. Now they help clients succeed in the face of technology and personnel challenges. Not personal challenge, personnel challenges.
Personal challenges.
Personal challenges. Plus, Amy Lepore is amazing. I say it on every show. I'll say it until, even if they don't sponsor my show anymore, I'll still say how amazing Amy Lepore and Anthem Planning
Maybe
are.
with the week I had, I should have called Amy.
You should have called Amy.
I had some personal
she
challenges.
Could help you out. She could probably help you out with your personal challenges, buddy. We talked about that in the last.
We kind of got real the last one.
We got pretty real in the last members only chat. So if you guys get a chance to sign up and check that out, that was fun. We're supposed to have Josh Denny on the show last what was that, Tuesday? Unfortunately, he had a medical emergency. We hope he's doing good and send our prayers his way. He'll be back on the show if he survives. He'll be back. So, but let's check in. Of course, we have my wonderfully haired co-host, Mr. Ryan Kurtz. Sir, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing pretty good. Can I get some yep cocks in the chat? And sorry for my computer fucking up the first stream.
My man wants just one or two yep cocks in the chat. Drop them as super chats. You know, if you guys drop super chats anywhere from $2 up, we will read your super chats on the show to guests, whatever it is. I don't care. I'll read them unless it's going to get my channel shut down. So just keep that in mind. Of course, my other co-host tonight, our wonderful, beautifully mustachioed friend AJ here, Mr. AJ Fisher. Sir, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic.
And you're frozen. Your camera's frozen.
Again.
I don't get it, but they can hear you just fine. So I'll just say hi, tell everybody how you're doing, and I'll get it fixed. Jeez.
I'm doing fine. Everybody's looking good tonight. Got some guests in the house in person.
Yes, we do, which is
a
always
good
fun.
thing.
Which is always fun, buddy. So with that said, of course, we have my good friend, my very good friend, and one of the best dudes I know in the house with us tonight. He drove all the way down from fucking Canada. He took a trip from ice fishing. He's a bullet maker. He's a savage. He's part of the Mises Caucus. He's a radical libertarian. He is my good friend Brett Lindenfelser. Sir, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, Josh. I'm pretty proud to be considering that brought me into the liberty movement.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I stumbled across Scott Horton early 2021. God, like, who the hell is this guy? I gotta find whatever else he has to say. And I found him on your show. I thought you were pretty interesting, and then I started checking your show out a little bit. And then after a week, I was adding more and more like accounts to, like following more accounts on my Twitter, and I'm like, this Liberty Movement is actually pretty interesting, and you brought me into the Mises Caucus.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And you've been a pretty big supporter of the show and me and my struggles and stuff like that for a long time. So I just really appreciate you. I'm glad to have you in the studio with us, hanging out, and I'm glad you get to come meet the fam and spend the night and have some dinner, even though you're picky.
Yeah. Don't like vegetables.
Yeah, I didn't feed him any vegetables. I just fed him pasta and some ground turkey because, look, when you go to Costco, right, you can get the 3-pack of organic beef. They're like a pound each, and it's like $24 or $23 or something. It's not bad. It's not a bad deal for like good organic beef. But you can get the 4-pack of £1.50 each turkey for like $23 ground turkey, and it's really good organic ground turkey. So I'm like, fuck, dude, that's good too, and the kids like it. So why not?
If the kids eat it, great.
Yeah, as long as the kids eat it, that's the important thing, you know. Ryan, what's going on over there, buddy? How are you doing?
I was helping adjust the mic. People were saying he was cutting in and out, and the way there's a couple different input settings you can have, and the one I have.
Well, now you put it right in front of his face, and so it's like got a shadow from the fucking.
Well, I would rather people be able to hear him than only see him. So
it's blocking the light.
Sorry if I messed up the shot.
It's blocking the light, dude. He's got a fucking shadow. It's like it looks like a dick shadow on his face now. Good job, dude.
No, I'm no stranger to having dicks drawn on my face. So.
Yeah,
most of us
can
have.
people hear him better now?
What?
People hear him better now? I think
I don't know.
so.
How do you sound? Let's see.
Mic check.
Yeah, mic check.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Yeah.
But maybe you can just lower the fucking thing and stick it up, and I don't know, dude.
I was trying. I was just trying to make sure people could hear him better.
I mean, it's still right in your face, dude.
Yeah.
On the camera shot. Yeah, there you go. Here, hold on. You Ryan, still talk about the Twitter files, dude. I'm gonna keep bringing up the Twitter files because we got some new dumps.
Okay, so yeah, as of a couple minutes ago, Barry Weiss started tweeting out about the Twitter files, and basically it confirms that there was a bunch of shadow banning. And one of the more interesting things that was said was about the account of Libs of TikTok, where they have messages saying, hey, this person hasn't actually broken any of the rules, but we don't like them, so we have like a special team to like deal with them, basically, because they do a wrong thing, so we have to police their wrong thing.
Whoa. It's like a woke SWAT team.
Yes.
It's a mind virus, dude. I don't understand. I don't get, like, sorry, I don't know. I'm over here trying to fix cameras and shit. And I'm trying to pay attention. I fucked up another one. Ryan, say it again. Tell everybody again, dude. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
I'm just fucking around. Anybody else want to bring something up for a minute while I'm trying to work on this?
I think we should have some live updates from the Twitter files.
I mean, I can check to see if there's
just check and see if
there's
like
anything
the
new.
most
There
recent
was
one.
It was about 30 tweets long from Barry Weiss.
So Barry Weiss drops like 30 tweets on Twitter.
Yep. Part 2. Yep. And the last one said, "Watch Matt Taibbi for the next installment." So
I don't listen, dude. I like hopped on this Elon Musk train right away. Like, fuck yes, dude. Like these dudes gonna give us some Twitter justice, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, we're gonna get some justice finally. You know, famously my actual main account was at like 20,000 followers. It got banned from Twitter about a year and a month ago for just simply saying the word death. All I said was death is always an option. I didn't say that this person needed to die or be killed or any of that stuff. Just death is always an option. And I went to sleep and I woke up and my Twitter account was gone.
It's not a call to action.
No, it wasn't a call to action. I didn't say that we needed to go and harass this people or anything. And they said that I was banned for targeted harassment. And by the way, the video that I posted this on was an educator saying that we needed to normalize the term MAP, minor attracted person, and get rid of the word pedophile because it's a offensive term towards a sexual preference. And I said, death's always an option. That's it. That's all I said.
Yeah.
And as I should have.
Was it a Libs of TikTok tweet?
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I got my little visit from fun little group on Tuesday.
Libs of TikTok.
No. In my real life, we discussed this on the After Hours show, but I'm not supposed to discuss it in public. I'm not going to discuss it like on the public show, but I'll tell you about it later.
Redacted.
Yeah.
Redacted. I hope everyone's not having issues with video and stuff anymore. It looks like these two guys are not frozen anymore. He doesn't have a dick shadow on his face anymore.
Unfortunately,
Ryan has a constant dick on his face. He can't help it. It's just how he's born. He's born that way.
And I can't hear him. Right?
No, you shouldn't be able to hear Ryan. No,
Okay.
we can't turn on Ryan's monitor because his mic, for some reason, like has a bad delay on it.
It's all right. I got my left ear on you, Ryan.
yeah.
You got
And then I think with monitors in general, even when it's pretty much perfect, it just screws me up.
Well, so check this out. So I've filed an appeal with Twitter every single day I've been banned.
Is that true?
Yes.
Every 24 hours?
Every 24 hours I file another one. If they send me, so sometimes it'd go a
Probably
week.
why you're not reinstated.
Sometimes it'd go a week or two, and they wouldn't send me back a response, and then they'd send me back the response. Your account's been banned. We found that you have violated Twitter terms of service, and you will not be unbanned. So like I would get those every couple of weeks. Then it was like every month I would get one, and then they just stopped sending it to me, and I kept sending appeals. And then, as soon as Elon became the owner
Lord
of
and
Twitter,
CEO.
I sent one that said, "Look, I'm the vice chair of the Libertarian National Committee. I was a political hit job to take me off Twitter. I didn't violate any terms of services." And then he said, "Oh, we're going to give a general amnesty to everybody who hasn't broken any laws."
Which made you think it was almost everybody.
Which you would think is most people on Twitter. Yeah, absolutely.
2.5% on either side, right?
Right.
They're going to be like, no way.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so this is easy. This is a no-brainer. I definitely didn't break any laws. I'm pretty certain after reading the terms of service, I didn't violate any terms of service. Right. And so I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. So I emailed him again. I said, look, dude, I haven't broken any laws. You said you're going to reinstate accounts that have over 10,000 followers first. I have 20,000 followers. I've been politically banned off here for over a year and blah, 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 blah. And the next day I got another email that said, your account will not be unbanned. So this isn't, he's not for real at all, dude. And I noticed, people are like, oh, well, this account is back and this account's back. And they're like accounts with like 300, 400,000 followers, right? Of course he wants those accounts back because it brings people to his platform.
That's what it's doing.
That's what it's all about, dude. He's doing this to bring people to the platform. He doesn't give a shit about people that were fucking removed for political reasons. He doesn't care at all.
I don't believe it.
It's not about free speech. If it was about free speech, he would have been like, okay, every account that hasn't committed a crime or pushed child pornography, reinstate him today. He would have. But when he started talking about Alex Jones not being allowed back, I knew right away. That's when I started like going, okay, this is not for fucking real, right?
No, he wants to go to Mars.
Right. Well, he needs people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so to get people in your sphere, your social media sphere, you have to have other big name people that they want to follow. And so he's letting the big name people back for his platform. He's not letting the littler guys that have 20, 30,000 followers back because he doesn't give a shit about you.
Well, Veritas is back, right?
Yeah, but how many followers do they have?
A lot, but
Hundreds of thousands.
it took a little while for Veritas to get back.
Yeah, I still think that actually Elon buying Twitter is a net benefit though, because he's actually been like exposing some real corruption.
Sure.
And he just fired that intelligence spook that was working there.
Right. Don't get me wrong.
And he's also handing the information off to independent journalists,
right?
Not mainstream media. Mm-hmm. I think that's a net win. I know there's some things that we would like to happen, but like in the bigger picture, I think this is a very positive thing.
Yeah, and I agree. I still think it's a net positive, but it's not what we thought it was going to be.
Right.
And there's still hope that you'll get your Twitter account back.
And honestly,
I don't know. I keep getting the emails.
Yeah. But before Elon, there was no hope.
Sure, that's true.
But we have hope now.
Honestly, I think it's just a sign that I think that Elon may be working for a different faction of the elites that are controlling this country, and there might be some actual pushback from the higher level.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt in my mind that that's happening. Of course, immediately the Pentagon and the FBI and governments around the world. I mean, we've seen what the EU and the UK are saying. Basically, we'll ban Twitter here if you don't follow our laws. Which is hard because in those places you can be arrested and go to jail for speech, which is the reason why we kicked them out of our fucking country to begin with, right? And that's the truth. I mean, We can't go to jail for our speech here. We can't go to
Correct.
jail for, exercising our rights that are written into the Constitution. Those are God-given rights, right? And that's how the country is supposed to see those things, obviously. That's not how it works. Of course, they'll put you in jail for all kinds of things that violate the Constitution, the Second Amendment, and several other amendments too, not just that one. But that's the biggest example, I think, is our Second Amendment right has been fucking under attack and chewed up and destroyed.
Self-incrimination with taxes.
Yeah, taxation without representation, all that good stuff too, right? We don't have any say in where our taxes are going anymore. I mean, it's really, truly the Constitution, and this is why I used to be a big constitutionalist. That used to be my thing, right? Like, I'm like, Constitution, and when I found Ron Paul, I'm like, fuck yeah, Ron Paul's talking about the Constitution. We need to get back to the Bill of Rights and this and that. And I was like, oh yeah, dude. But the longer I involved myself in politics, the less faith I had in the Constitution, right? Because I get to meet these politicians, dude, and they don't give a fuck about the Constitution, dude. They don't care at all. They do not care.
If we go back to the Twitter files, we have the Biden campaign literally saying the First Amendment is not absolute.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Isn't
And
the
that's
Bill
what
of
they told
Rights
Twitter.
Isn't really valid. Basically what they said.
Well, no, the verbatim what he just said.
Yeah.
Verbatim.
Word
they said
for
it's not
word, they
absolute,
said the First Amendment is not absolute.
which is bullshit.
There's limits.
Because a lot of
They're
people,
like, no,
people
there's
try to
limits.
use a lot of people try to use the, oh, you can't yell fire in a theater. That's bullshit. Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's a bullshit thing
You absolutely
people
can.
use.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the
that's been
opposite.
proven in court.
Yeah, absolutely. You can yell fire in a theater.
That actual decision is the opposite effect. It's you can yell that.
Right. And people always use that. You're not allowed to use fire in a theater. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. You're allowed to do that. And the property owner can ask you to leave, but they can't arrest you and put you in jail for yelling fire in a theater unless you refuse to leave the property after being asked, which is totally in line with libertarian beliefs and the Constitution. I mean, property rights
Private
first.
property.
In my opinion, every right stems from property rights, whether it be, your own body property or your actual physical property, right? And so to see people who work for a presidential campaign saying the First Amendment is not absolute is crazy.
Didn't at one point Biden himself say something along those lines?
Dude, Biden has said that it's perfectly in line with our rights to forcibly vaccinate us, dude. I mean, fuck that guy.
I mean,
Yeah, after Pelosi said
to be fair, he also said
it's impossible. We can't do that. There's
Right.
no way we
Right.
can do that.
Right.
yeah, he also said Truman and Shaman under pressure.
What?
Yeah,
Hold on.
it's a quote.
No.
Truman and Shaman under
I'm going to
pressure.
put you in my left ear so I
Yeah.
can hear you. Because I can hear them on the monitor. I
Mhm.
can't hear you on the monitor. But anyways, yeah, dude. It's fucking crazy. Like, the whole thing is just insane to me. The Twitter files are eye-opening.
Mhm.
They are totally, dude.
But they've only been proving what most of us people or red-pilled people have known for a very long time now.
Oh, we know.
But it does feel like a little bit of vindication, though, doesn't it?
Yes, there is some. It's cathartic watching the left have to eat their own medicine, but at the same time, the left doesn't give a shit. They don't
Right.
care.
Right. And honestly, I don't think that nothing serious is going to come of it. Like, no one's going to go to jail. Maybe at best, maybe some people will lose their jobs. But
Yeah, there's
I
no-
don't even count on that.
No, there's just no way this is gonna do anything. It's not gonna accomplish anything at all.
No one outside of Twitter is their job.
We're gonna get to run around with our arms up in victory, saying, "See, I fucking told you." But
Right.
nobody cares. Nobody cares. The left doesn't care. The right already knows it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the right was under attack from Twitter. Purely. I mean, even the right that I hate, that I don't like, they were under attack from Twitter. And then the libertarians are under attack from Twitter. And anybody that doesn't go against with the mainstream narrative was under attack by Twitter. But the problem with all this is that those people that were under attack, now that it's a free speech platform that honors our God-given rights, right? They should let those people back. They should already been back. They should have been back the day he walked in with the fucking sink, dude. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he's still trying to figure things out too.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going through a stage where he's kind of doing a inventory of what exactly Twitter was and what they were doing and how involved they were
Yeah.
in the media and politics. And he's probably looking under some rocks right now going, holy shit.
Well, I sure
Yeah.
hope so.
And I wonder how much pressure he's got from other places not
Oh.
to release that.
Oh, probably a ton. I mean, did you guys see that Twitter's being sued for their layoffs because it was like 59% female?
Of course.
Well, that was because they were fucking hiring 70% female. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this is just like the gender pay gap bullshit myth, right?
Yeah.
Like we've had this shoved down our throats for years, right? Oh, you guys make more money than us, and it's sexist and this and that, and there's a gender pay gap. And it's like, well, yeah, there's a gender pay gap.
We
But
work
do you know
more
why
hours,
the gender pay
we
gap
take less sick
exists? I mean,
days.
that's the importance of all this is why does it exist, right? And it exists because men typically go into higher paying jobs, more dangerous jobs. Women typically want to have babies and stay home. I mean, these are gender roles they're trying to break down now, right? They're trying to break those down, right? And
It's just on an average thing. I mean, there's always going to be a case of, ball buster, female boss, and the other way around. But we're talking about averages.
right.
We're talking about bell curves.
Yes.
And in places where men and women work the same jobs, women earn about 1% more on average.
Yeah, it's illegal. By the way, it's illegal to pay a woman a different amount for the same work, for the same job.
Which I think is bullshit, by
It's
the way.
illegal.
I think you should be able to pay anybody on any scale you
Yeah.
want to pay.
I
them
think
on.
there should be no minimum wage.
Well,
Agreed.
the minimum wage is always zero at the end of the day.
Well, like black. Oh, okay. I get you.
No. Were you going to say
Yeah, like black market.
no? The minimum wage is always zero, dude, because you could not work.
I'm talking about the federal minimum wage of what, $7.25, $7.25 right
Yeah.
now.
And
Yeah,
but even
but that's the nominal minimum wage, but the actual like real minimum wage, yeah, it's zero because
Yeah,
you're
the
not
minimum
entitled
wage
to
is zero.
work.
the minimum
Hey.
wage is always zero because we could be like, oh, you want $15 an hour? Perfect. Well, you don't work here. You know what I mean?
understand. Yeah,
So the
yeah.
minimum wage is always zero, always.
I got you.
I don't know. Well, Ryan makes minimum wage. Let's check in with him.
I haven't
His
made
face-
minimum wage in like 8 years or something.
His face was perfect. dude.
Has anybody here ever made minimum wage? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
for
dude.
sure.
Of
Okay,
course,
so I made below that. Adventureland was seasonal hire, and I worked there as a kid, 14 or something like that.
we're at the
Sorry
no
about that.
memory card point. I don't know why it does that.
So seasonal, you can get away with it. You can hire like 14-year-old detasseling and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Adric,
there it's zero.
my 11-year-old's like, oh, I can get a job in 2 or 3 years. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, you can, buddy. I'd let you go do a paper route right now if they'd let you. No doubt,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, you could
But
work
there's
at
a
the
supply and
public
demand thing there.
pool in my hometown at 14. Nowhere else. Just the public pool as a lifeguard.
It's just so weird to me, dude. Because I had a paper route at 9 years old.
That's unusual.
I had a paper route at 9 years old, and then I got my first like real like paycheck job, and our minimum wage then was $4.20 an hour,
Nice.
and it was at
Wicked.
the local gym, and I worked Saturday and Sunday mornings. I got up, I mowed the lawn, I cleaned the pool, I wiped down the gym equipment, took out all the trashes, I did all the shit. I worked like 2 hours, 3 hours Saturday and 2 or 3 hours on Sunday morning, and it was the greatest job of my life. It was great, dude. I made fucking, $20, $30 a weekend or whatever, and I was like, hell yeah, dude, I got money. You know what I mean? And it was great. At I think I want to say I was 12 or 13, maybe. I was young. This
This
is
is
before,
supporting the argument for zero minimum wage.
right? Well, we didn't even have but the thing is we didn't even have like work permits or anything back then. We could just
Right.
work. You know what I mean? And it was great. It was fucking great for me, dude. Because again, like I said on the last show, we didn't have anything. We were poor as fuck. So the fact that I had the opportunity to go make any kind of money was perfect for me. And I'll tell you what, it got me ready to work too. You know what I mean? Because now I bust my ass, right? I minimum of 84 hours every 2 weeks. And a lot of times there was like last year, a 4-month period where I worked 60 hours and 72-hour weeks back to back to back to back for 4 months. I couldn't have done that if I hadn't start working young. You know what I mean? I'd be like, what is this? Why do I have to work so long? I'd be like that Starbucks employee. Like, they don't even have a safe space.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Yeah.
So what is it with the younger generation not having any type of ambition to do that?
Well, they
It's-
took all
I feel
the
like
kid
it's a meme,
jobs.
a stereotype.
They took all the kid jobs, dude. They don't let kids work anymore. Like,
Okay.
you have to have a driver's license to do a fucking paper route now. You know what I mean?
True.
And like that was the only way I made money when I was a kid. We didn't. My mom couldn't
Well,
give me money when I was 9, 10
Papers
years
are
old.
kind of dead.
Huh?
Papers are kind of dead in physical.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Paper's still going in a lot of big metropolitan areas, dude.
They just do OnlyFans.
Actually, a lot of kids do like TikTok or try and make websites and things.
I don't need a safe space, Shannon. Don't start with me. I don't need a fucking safe. I have
He's in his safe space.
Believe it or not, my safe space is work. Because when I'm here, it's not safe here. I got kids throwing poop at me, and it just gets wild, dude. Everybody's loud and screaming and running around. It's like a fucking madhouse. You guys know, you've seen it,
Oh yeah, I got a little taste of the fun house that you live
dude. It's wild.
in.
And all the kids aren't even here. Just wait till like our 5-year-old gets. She's not even here. She won't be here till after the show. It's wild. Good for you that you're spending the night here, and the kids go to bed at 9 o'clock. Otherwise, you'd be like, "What is going on here? Why are all these kids running around, screaming and throwing pillows at each other?" And it's fun though.
Oh no, I've lived with kids before. I know what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, let's take a quick moment to have a word from a sponsor here, if that's okay with everybody.
The tree of liberty must be watered from time to time with the blood of tyrants. The official spirit of 1776, smooth, flavorful, Merlot. For any revolution, tyrants are losing their heads over this wine. Enjoy the taste of freedom. Drink the blood of tyrants.
Order today at bloodoftyrants.wine. Save 10% with the code BREAK.
All right, guys. Yeah, check out Blood of Tyrants wine if you get a chance. You can use the term break. It's Blood of Wine, bloodoftyrants.wine. Use the term break for a good discount. I think it's 10% discount, and it's good stuff. It's really good Merlot. I don't know. I've had it. They had it at the national convention. Did you try it?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
It's good. It's good wine.
Who makes that, by the way?
It's Dan Berman.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought it was.
Dan Taxationist Theft Berman makes that wine.
You know, I actually bought a stack of 100 taxationist theft cards to give out when you tip at restaurants.
Really?
Yeah.
From him?
Yeah, because
Nice.
it actually says, this is a tax-free gift,
Right.
And I bought them from him.
Yeah, Dan's great. He's been a good friend of mine. I know
He's got some weird takes on Twitter, but overall,
we all got some weird takes,
Yeah.
and he's had some arguments with like Dave and
of
some of my
course,
friends and stuff. But Dave's always he's always been like Dan's always been a really good guy to
right,
me.
and he also does some really good things down at the border.
Yes, yeah, he's done a lot of really good stuff.
Right? Yeah, he brings insulin across the border, and he charges
Sells it at
people
cost.
at cost.
Yeah. He's smuggling insulin across from Mexico and selling it at cost. Dude, it's fucking savage.
Awesome.
Right.
And he's
Yeah.
very public about it. And he's also very public about how to quit paying taxes.
Oh yeah. Don't know if I'm brave enough to try that.
Yeah,
though.
it's scary. He's gonna end up. It scares me that he would end up in maybe a federal prison or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, which reminds
Isn't
me,
that
I
weird?
also bought his definitely not drugs luggage tag
Dude, it's a fucking
just to
hilarious.
waste the NSA's time.
Yeah, dude, fuck those guys, dude. Who cares, right? I don't know. I love Dan. Dan's been a friend of mine. I've had Dan on the show. I know some people are in my side of the liberty movement are not fans of Dan, but I like the guy, dude. I don't give a fuck. And I'm happy to promote a good business for any of my friends that are trying to promote liberty and doing real liberty shit around the world, dude. I'm down to promote your business, you know what I mean? So definitely check it out. It's good wine. And it's a good price too. I think the more bottles you buy, the cheaper it gets. Plus, you get a 10% discount on top of all that. So, go check it out. Buy some wine. So it is. We were talking before the show. Now, my good friend Brett here has given me 2 different bullet themed presents. Okay, when I went to the Minnesota convention, he gave me just a bag of really cool like flower. I just call them flower bullets. I don't know. They're like bullets that have been. What did they hit?
They're hollow point bullets that have been shot into ballistics gel.
Yeah,
Cool.
fucking really cool bullets. They look like flowers. They look like little flowers, and I was just like, what a thoughtful and cool fucking gift, especially from a guy who you make bullets, right?
Yeah, I work at an ammo factory, but now I work in the last 3 years. I've been working in the quality department, so yeah, I actually get to test the ammo instead of make it.
That's fucking awesome.
He gets paid to shoot guns all day.
I wish it were
that's
that
awesome.
fun.
Do you get to shoot a lot? I mean, you get to shoot a lot. Of guns,
Yeah, mostly I spend my time accuracy testing rifle ammo, and it's just a barrel hooked up to a Remington 700 Action, and it's set on a sled, and we have a 200-yard alley that I shoot into. There's 4 microphones at the end of the alley that pick up the sound of the bullet, and it shows up on a computer screen where it's hitting at 200 yards. And yeah, it's like it's on a sled and everything. But yeah, very repetitive, and it gets old.
Is it like one of those? Is it like an actual alleyway, or is it like one of those tunnel alleyways?
No, I mean it's a whole tunnel with a whole dirt pit in the end, and then there's like ventilation system at the end to suck out the fumes from the rounds being fired. But yeah, it's a 200-yard alley, and I got to go walk around the end of it every day and shovel the sand pit in. But yeah, it's not as glorious of a job as it sounds.
It sounds pretty fun though. I'm not.
I've done worse things.
Can we talk about the part where the microphones pick up the bullet and tell you where it hit?
Yeah, as long as the bullet's supersonic, it will actually pick up the sound of the bullet passing through. So what's really cool is we've shot out wires before, like just from hitting the end of our targets and spalling from the bullet. We'll cut wires sometimes, and so it'll actually work with 3. It just won't be quite as accurate, but with 4, it'll measure to the width of an inch.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Is that how they find snipers? That's how they find snipers in the Middle East, right?
What?
Yeah, have you heard of that? Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain this to us now.
Okay, so when you said that to me, I thought of the system where they have it in Chicago too, oddly enough, and
shocking.
It picks up a shot and it triangulates where it came from, and then sends the report to the cops.
You would have to have at least, or a system with at least like 3 microphones.
Yeah,
they're all over Chicago. I do know that they have there's like
it's a shot caller. I think it's shot caller.
There's like a microphone grid in the city of Chicago. I know that for a fact, and I have seen. So I'm like a fucking true crime fanatic. I watch true crime shit. Like that's all I do when I go to work. Like on my down days at work, I get to watch a lot of Netflix and YouTube and shit. And I just there's one specific one that I really like called That Chapter. It's this dude Mike. He's like an Irish dude, and he's fucking hilarious. And he's like dry and cheesy, but he's so goofy that he makes these like murder mysteries fun. And he puts all the shit in there, all the videos and news clippings and everything. And but yeah, I have heard about their gridded microphone system in Chicago that lets them know when there's gunshots, and it alerts the police to like what section of the grid there was gunshots.
That was my question about how accurate the system you guys have and how close those microphones must be to each other in Chicago.
Yeah, that's just crazy to think about, dude. They must have a shit ton of them. But that's even crazier is like they could be listening to anything they want on those microphones.
That's my question. How sensitive are they?
Yeah. I mean, if they're picking up gunshots though, like those
microphones are designed to pick up supersonic sound.
Right.
So like when we actually test our pistol rounds, it has to get shot through like a laser setup because the microphones won't pick up the sound of a pistol round.
What?
Wow.
That's wild, dude. They got some serious tech out there these days, bro. Serious
science.
That's crazy. Chatterbox, thanks for the $5 super chat, man. We really appreciate it. Zach Varnell with a $3 super chat. That's the chair of the Libertarian Party of Georgia, and my good friend Zach Varnell. I love that guy to death. He says, have any of you guys used this Chat GPT AI thing yet?
Have any of you guys heard of that?
Is it? Whenever I see AI currently on social media, I just see like people that are like changing their pictures to this like AI.
The anime thing?
Yeah, is that what he's talking about?
I did it.
No.
I didn't do it. I was like, no way.
This is a different thing where it's kind of a chat bot, but one of the things that it's actually pretty good at is writing code.
The chat bot is good at writing code?
Yeah, you can ask it, hey, can you write a function that does this in this language?
No fucking way, dude.
Yeah, because there's a language that people made as a joke called brainfuck, where the entire thing is just to fuck with programmers. And somebody asked it, can you write a program in brainfuck that adds 2 numbers together? And it did it.
Shit.
it's the most unreadable piece of garbage I've ever seen because it's like 17 pluses and 6 minuses mean something. But yeah, and then they're also like asking it to write stories in certain styles and things like that, and it's doing it pretty well. So a really remarkable piece of
So it's not like
technology.
because I watched this crazy AI chat bot or bot system where people can tell it things and it'll paint pictures.
Some of those are cool.
And some people have put in some crazy ass shit like Last Person on Earth or like 6 months after Armageddon or something, and it's drawn these like really vivid, crazy, fucked up portraits.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
We have a perfect opportunity right now to talk about this. So AI is basically we're creating Terminator 1. So Brett, are conventional weapons useful against killer robots?
Oh, geez, I suppose depends on how good their cameras and robotic systems are. I guess. I mean, they can react way quicker than a human can. You see those robot dogs they were making chambered, and they had a big ass rifle on them, chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yep.
Yeah, those things are designed to like yeet you from like the fucking rooftop from like a mile away, all these like hundreds of yards away. You have no chance of getting up close and fighting those things.
See, you thought that was a crazy question.
We're literally making fucking Terminators
right now.
They're literal Terminators.
They're in San Francisco.
And if an AI chatbot decides that it wants to control those Terminators,
that's what I'm saying.
How do we fucking stop it?
Shut down the server.
How do you
Turn it
do
off with
that?
a switch.
You mean like what the terrorists are doing right now in America? Did you guys hear about that?
No.
What?
Yeah, they try to take out the electrical grid.
Somebody actually tried?
Look it up.
Yeah, they blamed it on right-wing extremists, which always makes me a little skepty when they
as soon
use
as
that
say
term.
right-wing extremist, every time I'm like,
But-
yeah, okay.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many
was
psyops
Patriot
going on. I
Front.
always have
You're
to be
like, really?
skeptical with
I mean,
When you hear stories like
if
that.
Worst came to worst, you could just go onto the servers where it's hosted and delete it. Wouldn't be hard.
Do you guys want to know something fucking crazy? So while we're on the topic of right-wing extremists, do you guys remember a gentleman by the name of Timothy McVeigh?
I do remember Timothy McVeigh.
Mhm.
Yeah, blew up the Oklahoma World Trade Center. You remember that? You were up. I don't even know if you were alive when it happened yet.
He has been since unalived, correct?
Yeah, he's been unalived. Yeah, he got the death penalty. He drove a fertilizer truck in front of the Oklahoma World Trade Center, right?
Hold up. Ryan doesn't know who that is?
No, it was an ATF building.
Oh, was it the ATF? Oh, it was the
Yeah.
ATF building.
Yeah.
No, it was the World Trade Center, but they had the ATF in there, right?
No, it was
Whoa.
the ATF building in
Was it
Oklahoma
ATF?
City.
Just
Yeah.
ATF only? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
With the daycare, by the way.
I was
Yeah.
very young. Yeah, and I know children died. It was really bad.
Daycare on
Yeah,
fourth
it was
floor.
really bad. He was a right-wing extremist,
Mm-hmm.
they say at least. But do you know that at the time that happened, he was a member of the Libertarian Party? and so check this out. So this guy Nathan Larson in Virginia, who put out like this crazy fucking I don't know what you call it. I guess it was like a manifesto about how children should be allowed to be sex slaves and women are inferior and all this crazy stuff, right? And he was a very clear, avowed white nationalist, ran as a libertarian in Virginia, and it had a lifetime membership in the Libertarian Party. Now,
Just because there's one Nazi.
well, and this was a few years ago. So in 2018 at the National Convention in Louisiana, New Orleans, me and some other my friends had come up with a motion to have his lifetime membership revoked. Okay. And Joe Burns from Texas, who's a good friend of mine, used to be a part of the Mises Caucus, still a little critical now, and I understand his gripes, but he made the motion from the floor, and Nick Sarwark fucking called it out of order and said, no, we have no mechanism to remove anybody's lifetime membership. Nick Sarwark. So this gentleman just died, Nathan Larson. I'm not going to cry about that one, but of course he was in jail awaiting arraignment for kidnapping 2 young women, I believe, and raping and all this stuff. Still as a lifetime member of the libertarian fucking party.
How did he die?
I don't know. In jail. Hopefully painfully, I guess.
Probably like Whitey Bulger.
I hope it was worse. I hope it was real bad.
Yeah.
I know that kids that are harmed and their harmer gets captured and put behind bars are not looked at with much regard in the prison system, which is funny.
There's pickup trucks in my neighborhood that have a kill your local pedophile sticker on the back.
Yeah, but I mean just like in prison in general. Like,
oh yeah.
There's a lot of really dumb shit that goes on in prison and people are really crazy, but they do not take kindly to people that have harmed children. They don't.
Yeah, I would just say in federal jail.
There's a term for it that they use in prison. I don't remember what it was, but it's like you got papers or something.
Yeah, well, no,
And
when you go to jail, they always want to see your papers. They want to see your papers to see if you're a child molester, because if you're a child molester, they're going to hurt you.
Yeah, there's a specific like category of like certain offenses that they have a term for, and it's like you're a lower class citizen and you're lucky to be alive if you're here.
Yeah, Jake Dahl in the chat said that it was the Murrah Federal Building. It was a federal building that housed a lot of different alphabet agencies, not just the ATF. That's right. I knew that. Okay. But I think there was like another. So like, of course, we know about the very famous 9/11 where the World Trade Centers were attacked, but there was another World Trade Center bombing too.
Right. Yeah, and it was in the 90s.
And that was in the 90s. And that was that. That
was their first try. That was.
I think that was 95.
Was that in New York? The New York World Trade Center?
Yes.
It was. Okay.
Yeah, and it was like a van or a truck with bombs in.
Okay.
They drove in the basement. They drove in the parking garage below the building and detonated.
Huh. And that didn't drop the building. Shocking.
Nope. They were like, noted.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy. We can't get big time into the conspiracy theories here, but sounds like bullshit to me. I don't know. Maybe.
Conspiracy couch.
Yeah. I have talked about 9/11 a lot on the show. I haven't got any strikes on the show yet. Reed Coverdale just got a strike from a show he did in July.
Come on.
Isn't that
Isn't it funny how that works, though? Well, it's up for so long. I just got flagged on a Facebook post I made 5 months ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
There was a YouTuber by the name of Mumpky Jones who they retroactively striked him 3 times at the same time
And then
completely yeeted his channel. We should try and get him on because he lives in Ames.
that'd be fun. Oh, he lives here?
He lives up in Ames.
Yeah, let's get a hold of him and get him over here.
Yeah.
Ames ain't far, dude.
Yeah.
Less than an hour away.
So he goes by Simeon Jimmy now on YouTube.
Funny. That's funny. That's a funny story. Yeah, I haven't gotten any strikes yet on this YouTube channel, which really surprises me. I've had Ryan Dawson on, and I've let Scott Horton just go and go and go and go, and I always eventually thought at some point I would end up on just Odyssey. Sorry, I've been drinking beers tonight, guys, so I'm a little hiccupy.
Talking about speaking of the Oklahoma City bombing, Scott Horton's like an expert on that too, not just like foreign policy.
So I did an entire episode with Scott Horton on Waco. I mean, the guy knows all about domestic, like the domestic alphabet agency's terrorism.
Well, he should come back and do McVeigh.
So
It'd be a fun one to do.
Yeah.
Since the last time we talked about Waco, I was listening to Michaela Peterson's podcast, and she had on like one of the leading cult experts in the world. And he said, like, down in Waco, they were doing messed up stuff.
Oh, dude, I did
like before the ATF showed up.
Well, no, dude, I think it was my first episode. I think it was my first episode of the show, like my first live episode that I did on the Waco, the whole thing. I mean, I researched it all. I watched several different documentaries. I don't think they were doing. I don't think that David Koresh was a good human. I think he had a lot of really bad shit that he did. But there was 8 different local agencies that had investigated them for pedophilia and couldn't find a single thing. They were legally gun dealers, so the guns they had were all held legally. They took them to gun shows. They sold guns. That's how they raised money for their commune. There was no reports whatsoever at all of that cult breaking law. Zero. Absolutely none. And they painted him as a drug dealer. They painted him as a pedophile. They painted them as illegal gun running domestic terrorists. And at the end of it, they burned children alive.
Yes.
And I don't give a fuck how bad David Koresh was. Honestly, I didn't do the show to try and paint him as a good person. I did the show because the ATF burned children alive. You know what I mean? And it wouldn't have mattered how bad the cult was. The kids didn't deserve to be burned alive.
David Koresh was fucked, but
I mean, what evidence is there
the
for that?
ATF was far, far worse.
What evidence is there that David Koresh was fucked? There is none. There was none. They just painted him in the news as all these bad things, and they never had any proof of any of it.
They used incendiary devices in a big dry building in the desert.
Yeah, dude, they
people
burned
inside
children alive. There's no doubt about it. It was terrible. It was
what the
fucking
ATF did was far worse, and we don't have evidence of what Koresh did because the ATF literally burned every single witness alive.
No, that's not true. There's several living witnesses. In fact, there's a guy named that I want to get on the show named Dave. I don't know. He's been on a couple other podcasts recently.
Okay.
That was part of one of the survivors from Waco.
Dude, we could ask him.
Yeah, we could ask him on the show.
Yeah, because
that'd be cool. Because I'm telling you, I dove into this shit as hard as I fucking could, dude, and I could not find a single report that what they did in that. First of all, they were a 7-day Adventist spinoff. They weren't even really.
It was a polygamy thing, right?
No, there wasn't even like any legit reports that brought that up. So what they were what were they called?
Davidians.
The Branch Davidians were a spinoff from Seventh-day Adventists, which is like a legit religion. Okay, I think that they were a spinoff of the Pentecostals, right?
Okay,
and so it wasn't even like this crazy fucking cult. Of course, he considered himself a Messiah, and he was reading the Word of God, and they were reading directly from the Bible. It wasn't like they had their own shit, right?
Which makes you super confident, which in turn, the ladies like it.
Sure, and I'm sure he was. Again, I want to make it very clear. I don't know that David Koresh was a good person. I just know that the stuff that they brought up about him in court and afterwards in the hearings, there was no evidence for that whatsoever. Zero. And in the movies they made and all the news clippings and the fucking, the Lifetime movie and whatever else they did, there was no evidence at all for that.
I think the implication was that he was taking young wives within the Branch Davidian compound that were underage. Isn't that what we're talking about?
So, and that's the other thing too. There's no proof of that whatsoever. That there was a single woman who had his baby under 16, and at the time, 16 was the legal age of consent in Texas.
Right.
So there is no evidence at all. Zero. Now, maybe he was a piece of shit. I'm sure he was. That's fine. You also have to keep in mind that during the hearings afterwards, there was 18 people or something like that indicted on charges of conspiracy and murder of ATF agent, and they were all dropped and acquitted. They never got convicted of those things. So you have to remember that even the federal government said that the ATF was the aggressors. Mm-hmm. In the court of law, they said that the ATF was the aggressors. And of course, they don't want you to dig into it, because if you digged into it, there's ATF agents that should be in prison for life for murder of children, right? But the federal courts had to come to terms with the fact that they were the ones that were the aggressors, and the people who actually shot the ATF agent did not get convicted for murder. Yeah. Crazy, dude. The whole thing's just fucked up.
Well, they had so many opportunities to get him without doing a raid like that.
Yeah, even Shannon says in the chat, they could have got David Koresh on a jog.
Yeah. They knew his routine. They knew his regular spots. Like, they didn't have to raid the compound.
It was the same with Ruby Ridge, too. They could have got him at the market. They could have got him anywhere they wanted, but instead they waited till he was out of his house.
They infiltrate to get intel on somebody, and then they want to make a big production about the arrest and do the perp walk and have the photo walk.
Well, and there was so much more revolving around Waco that goes so much deeper. For instance, the ATF was up for their budget review.
Yeah, that's just
what I was going to say.
Right? So in the way the federal government works, if you've ever been in the military or anything like that, you have to spend your whole budget to ask for more money next time. And they were at the end of the quota. and it was time to dump as much as they could and say, look, we have this crazy right-wing extremist now. We need more money. So that was a big talking point for them. Another thing was the news had this big lull and had lost a ton of money, and they were set up 3 days before the siege because they fucking knew what was coming, and they knew they were going to have major headlines all over the world. And it was just like the whole thing was set up to raise money, dude.
And
Well,
it was
and then
drama,
also
too.
that was right
It was-
around the time of the 94 assault weapons ban, wasn't it?
Yes.
And so
That's right.
I can almost guarantee you there was some incentive to try to use that, as justification.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind.
Was that Janet Reno? It was Janet Reno.
I've never heard this term.
Of course, you've never heard Janet Reno, dude.
Janet
Yeah,
Reno.
I'm like the character
You're our
in
baby.
every like
You're our baby, dude.
every show
What year were you
that
born?
the
I used
writers
to watch Will
include so
Ferrell.
they can dump exposition.
What year were you were born?
1995.
Holy
He was
shit.
born after Waco, dude.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
it was.
Wow.
So you need to watch Will Ferrell as Janet Reno.
So you don't even remember 9/11?
I do.
Barely, though.
I was in second grade.
You were like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
2001.
I do specifically remember it because they brought like 2 classrooms together. They brought another class into my classroom and they rolled out the TV, and that's like all I really remember from it. But I specifically remember where I was.
There didn't
for
happen to be like
9/11.
a sitting U.S. president reading you guys a book at that time, did it?
No.
Oh my God, Mr. President,
When
it's happened.
I was
Holy
in,
shit.
I was in
Shannon
the
says
6th
she
grade when-
graduated in
2001.
1995.
Moving 6.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
a baby.
I was
He was
6.
a baby, dude.
I was in the 6th grade when 9/11 happened, and I'm pretty sure I was in the only classroom in the entire middle school where the teacher kept teaching lessons all day long, while every
Didn't give a
other
shit.
every other classroom was was watching the news like all day long. So we really didn't get to find out what happened until we went to lunch. And
I was
and so then we heard rumors on the school bus, and then finally I got home and got to turn on the news and see what was actually happening.
I was 17 when 9/11 happened, and I was asleep on my cousin's garage floor because my mom and I at the time were not getting along, and so I was kind of living a rough life. And he actually had a bedroom out there too, but I was on the floor, the cold concrete floor with like a blanket, and he had a little black and white TV out there that you had the little knobs you can turn. And he's like, it's like, I can't remember what time it was, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like on the West Coast. I was on the West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was early.
Okay,
dude.
it was early.
It was after the first plane had already hit, and he woke me up and he's like, hey dude, you need to check this out, And I'm like fucking probably hungover and stoned and shit. And I'm like, what movie's this, dude? I've never seen this movie before.
Yeah.
He's like, this is not a fucking movie. This is really going on right now in New York. Like the plane flew into a tower, and right as he said that, it was like, boom, second plane, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm up now, And I joined the military not long after that, and then I was like a couple months DP, and then I was in Iraq, and I was going, what the fuck am I doing in Iraq, dude? What the fuck are we in Iraq for? This
Family
makes
Guy
no sense whatsoever.
Actually has an incredible clip about it. They like go to the memorial. He's like, oh, so it was these people. No, Peter, it was this. Oh, it was this. No, and his end conclusion is, oh, so we should invade Iran.
Dude, I still couldn't. I couldn't believe it. Like it was like in my head at the time, from what I understood from the news, it was Saudis via Pakistan or some shit, or the opposite, Pakistanis via Saudi that came in and attacked the towers. And I was like, oh, cool. Well, the Taliban, it was behind it though, and so let's go fight the Taliban, and I gotta defend my country. And then within 6 months, I was in Iraq going, what'd the Iraqis do, dude? What do you mean weapons? There's no weapons of mass destruction here.
Yeah.
You know
Watch
what I mean?
them
what
destroy
really
the city.
turned my mind about that conflict is when I first discovered Scott Horton, and I learned that they could have nabbed Bin Laden within like the first month of the
Oh,
war,
of course, dude.
and they just chose to let him go.
Of course, bro. And there's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. They could have got him. They could have got him 10 years before
Oh
the
yeah,
fucking attack.
oh yeah, he was
the
on
terror.
wanted list for years.
I also
like
don't.
Koresh, just like McVeigh, just like Kaczynski.
Yeah. Well, and all
They're
these,
like,
all
we
these,
think we got him.
all these
Let's
mass
see what he does
shooters,
next.
all these mass shooters that we hear about have always had prior interactions with the FBI.
Always
and shit.
prior contact with the FBI.
And they're always on medications too.
SSRIs.
Yeah, SSRIs
Specifically.
for
Yes,
sure.
You know, we
SSRIs.
interviewed him and he seemed fine.
Yeah. I wonder,
Let
was
him go.
there any SSRIs before MK Ultra was a thing? I wonder if SSRIs are a psyop entirely.
I
Could
don't
be.
I don't think so, but they don't fully understand the effects of SSRIs. Not
They don't-
remotely
no,
close.
the psychiatrists and the doctors tell you they don't fully understand them.
No, that means they don't know what they do.
They also
They
don't
don't
fully
present people
understand.
to take
Hey,
them.
they also fully don't fully understand the effects of the COVID vaccine, but they're still telling you need to take it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Like my
But somebody
ADHD
understands the
medication, they
effects.
don't fully
Get your
understand it.
booster.
that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing you have to understand. Listen, the healthcare professionals don't fully understand the effects of this vaccine, but someone does. Someone fucking understands it, dude.
I don't think anyone fully understands it yet.
I think
just
you're
because
trying to justify the fact that you took the jab by saying that to yourself.
No.
Well,
I just
Ryan hasn't seen the documentary yet. We talked about
no.
it last week.
I think you can't fully understand it yet
Somebody
because I think there's likely going to be long-term effects to it, and we just don't have the data required to
all that
understand
aside,
it over the long term.
It's been proven in European or in the EU court that actually Pfizer came out and admitted that they never tested the vaccine for spreading the virus or stopping the spread.
Right.
Yeah.
But somebody has. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like somebody that paid all this money to have this thing fucking developed, and the company that literally fucking made the things, like they get it, dude. They know. Like they know. They know.
For sure. It's too likely to not be.
Yeah, they know, dude. There's no doubt in my mind that they know. And so you have to think like SSRIs too. Somebody knows.
Well, they made a fuckload of money off them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right, but the
They
vaccine is
don't-
emergency use. They can't be sued. That's
Right.
part of the deal.
Sure. But somebody knows.
But a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
these
why.
things,
They're like, of course we know. That's why you can't sue us.
Yeah, somebody knows.
They're smart.
we've only really started studying the brain for like 100 years, maybe.
Sure. But I had a really good point here, and that is, were SSR's eyes around before MK Ultra?
I don't think so.
I don't think so
No.
either. What if the whole thing is a fucking psyop?
Look it up, Ryan.
No.
Look up when the first SSRI was made. Jamie, pull it up. I bet you anything, dude, that they weren't around before MK
And you know
Ultra.
what? You think that program ever stopped?
No, of course not.
No.
1987.
SSRIs?
Yep.
Oh, dude, yeah,
Dude,
dude. Look
you
up
seen the
Look up
Britney
MK
Spears one?
Ultra. What year that took place?
have you seen the Britney Spears one?
Oh, yeah.
There's a group. There's a group that believes
Start
Britney
date
Spears
1953,
is still
end date
Oh, wait.
1973.
and
Hold
his
on,
body
hold on.
doubles.
Oh, I thought you were
Hold on.
talking about the one they
Hold
put
on.
on HBO.
So MK Ultra started in 1958
53,
and ended in 1978,
73.
73.
And then
So
boom.
10 years
Magic
before SSRIs, MK Ultra.
Okay, if you want to have an
Supposedly-
actual like conspiracy correlation, first birth control pill came out in 71. Same year we went off the gold standard.
Same year we went off the gold standard.
And so
Track
the economy
poverty
got
stats after
so
that.
fucked in 71 because we went off the gold standard and doubled the workforce, essentially.
And so they're like, hey, take these pills that'll keep you from having babies. We can't
Mhm.
can't take care of them anymore. And then about
And we
50
don't
years later,
understand-
about 50 years later, they're like, oh, the population is growing at an sustainable rate. Hey, everyone's sick. Take this needle.
We don't understand the full effects of birth control yet,
No,
and it's been 50
somebody
years.
does, dude. I'm
You're-
telling you,
okay.
somebody understands it.
Let me tell you, the birth control that most women take, like was the orthotricycline, I think, something.
Who
Anyways,
fucking gives a shit?
Whatever
I'm not
the
taking it.
pill, the daily pill. That's supposed to be for like 4 or 5 years. That's supposed to be like, oh, we're done having kids and we're kind of bridging the gap.
Right.
It's not supposed to be for 15 years,
Yeah.
Yep.
20 years, 30 years.
We don't take birth
So
control in my
most-
home.
Most medications don't get tested long term. So SSRIs, they've only, all the like information they have on it is like up to 18 months.
Jesus.
So they
What
don't
if-
know the
What if
long-term effects.
SSRIs is MK Ultra, dude?
Gulp.
Well, fuck.
I'm gonna find a way to make this a thing.
I took
SSRIs
SSRIs for about
are
2 years.
The continuation of MK Ultra. Go spread that around on Twitter.
Do you guys ever read the
God.
manifestos of perhaps
All of
the
them.
Buffalo
Everyone.
mass shooter that
Oh yeah,
went in the
yeah,
grocery
yeah.
store?
Read that one, yeah.
Did you guys read any of that?
No.
It's literally verbatim to the one in in New Zealand.
Yeah. Do you believe he wrote that stuff?
No, absolutely not.
I don't either.
Not at all.
Okay.
I may or
That's
may not
weird.
have that video still actually saved on my phone because it got scrubbed off the
The
internet real
Christchurch one?
quick. Yeah.
I watched the Christchurch one. I saw
Yeah,
the
it's
Buffalo
rough.
one too.
It's really
Yeah.
rough.
I
The
saw the
Christchurch one was
17-minute version.
one of the worst ones I've
Uh-huh.
ever seen, dude. Ever.
But all that psycho shit that he had written all over his
was just
guns,
gonna say,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, come on, that I don't know. It looks to be like they were trying too hard to
So
turn that.
yeah.
into-
The
to a
Buffalo
psyop,
shooter
yeah,
had that
I'm-
on his rifle.
Well, and he's
too.
not the. These aren't the only people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
It's a
a
thing.
lot of similarities to a lot of them, and they want to make you believe that it's all these same people conspiring on fucking 4chan. Like, have you ever met somebody who uses 4chan?
yes,
They're
several.
they're like fucking basement
Ryan,
dwellers. They're basement dwellers, dude.
But all these shootings,
Almost everyone I know that goes on 4chan, like with any kind of regularity, is like the biggest like basement dwelling nerd, has no money.
Well, I think it's younger. I think Ryan said yes because younger.
Well, of course.
One of
course.
them, I would guess, has a career in politics now. I would guess he works on some campaign.
Okay.
I met him in
Well, I
college.
didn't say all of them, dude.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
sure
the,
there's
and then the other one I worked with, and I know he doesn't make a
I'm
ton
sure
of money,
there's,
but he's not a
you
basement
know,
dweller.
um
I've been to
Ryan
his
knows
house.
a political operative on 4chan.
we got to get rid of Ryan. Dude.
I know the
What if
hacker
Ryan
named
is? What if
4chan.
Ryan is a Fed, dude?
Have I told you about when I worked at Casey's and everybody thought I was a plant from corporate? And then I later went on to work for
Undercover
corporate.
boss.
Oh my goodness, dude.
This
Guys,
is actually the
guys,
CEO of
guys.
Casey's.
What if SSRIs is MK Ultra?
Dude,
We have
it's
to
a
study
compelling
this.
argument.
We
Think
have to
about
study
it.
this. I think it might be, dude. They're like, hey, listen, 10 years prior to putting out a pill that's supposed to control your mind, they supposedly ended a program that was aimed at controlling your mind. It's the same thing, dude.
When was Ted Kaczynski born?
It had to be the 50s, 40s or 50s. 40s, maybe. Look up when Ted Kaczynski was born.
Was he the first MK Ultra recipient?
Dude, my favorite conspiracy theory in the whole world is that Ted Kaczynski is the Zodiac killer. That's my favorite.
1942.
One. Yeah, he was born in 1942.
He's 5'9". I get it now.
He's a short man. No, but he was like I mean, you got to understand. He was like
How dare you?
he was essentially like a fucking eco-fascist, anarcho-primitive dude, right?
Mhm.
I've seen almost every documentary on Kaczynski.
It's a
If you just look at
fascinating
his
story.
document, just his writing, he's 100% correct. It's the part where he sent bombs to people where you're like, okay.
Yeah, the bomb
He's a
thing was a little
brilliant
rough.
That's a little
writer.
over the top.
Huh?
Ted.
He was the Unabomber.
I know, but he was also like a brilliant writer.
He was a brilliant
Yeah,
person.
his manifesto is
he
a
was a genius.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
He was also mentally ill, very mentally ill.
yeah.
But the thing about it is that his brother and all of his family said he was never mentally ill until
Right.
his older years, which is unusual because if you're what they call a schizophrenic, which he is a schizoaffective disorder person, right? Schizoaffective disorder typically starts to show itself in your late teens and early 20s.
No, he
Yeah.
went through the program. It's knowledge. He was at
MK Ultra.
Harvard.
He was like fucked up by the CIA in college.
Yeah, he was at Harvard and did LSD experiments.
Oh, that's
Did you know
right.
that?
That's
Remember
right.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I heard.
No.
It was-
He was at Cal.
Oh, Cal
Berkeley.
Okay, I had it bad.
And that's part of the conspiracy.
Yeah,
because
he did a
Cal-
bunch
listen,
of acid.
Listen, so where a lot of the murders from the Zodiac killer took place, were on a place called Fish Ranch Road. Okay, and it's a winding ass road that goes up a mountain over the Caldecott Tunnel. The Caldecott Tunnel connects Oakland Berkeley, and the rest of the East Bay. You have to go up the hill and go through the Caldecott Tunnel and come back down the hill.
Okay.
And then the top of the hill, there's a mountain that goes all the way up, and there's all these Lover Point lookouts, and you can see Oakland, Berkeley, San Francisco, all the way out to Marin County, the Golden Gate Bridge, all from up on top of this mountain at night. It's beautiful, dude. I mean, one of the most beautiful spots. I used to go up there and drink and stuff all the time when I was in high school with all my friends, my brother and girlfriends. And so a lot of people that were murdered up there. And you can literally see Cal Berkeley down the mountain, right? But this isn't the only, there's so many other facets to this conspiracy that Ted Kaczynski was the Zodiac killer, dude. You should really look it up, dude. It's one of my very favorite conspiracy theories, for sure. It's a good one.
So did he get like super dosed and then go on these killing sprees?
Right?
I believe they like dosed him and then sat there like insulting him for hours.
Yeah, it was some kind of insult.
That's like what they did with him. It was weird.
I don't know. Anyways.
Oh yeah, they tried to get him to.
Because
they wanted him to become like self-critical and depressed and shit.
I don't know. I don't
Instead,
really know
he
what
was
the
like,
goal
technology is the enemy, and I have to wipe it all out.
Yeah, he went 100% John Connor.
Yeah.
Was he the one that said the Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been like devastating for mankind?
That was in his manifesto. Yeah. Yep.
His brother turned him in.
Yeah, his own brother. Yeah.
I think it's Wendango. He's a YouTuber that Top Lobster is trying to do merch for, but he does documentaries on all sorts of stuff like that. So he has one on Waco. That's how I learned about Waco. He has one on Kaczynski, and he's pretty based. So
yeah,
he has some good stuff.
Yeah. Uncle Ted?
No, Wendango. But Uncle Ted is like kind of based.
Have you seen Top Lobster's red hat that he put out?
Yes.
It says Trump Kaczynski 2024.
I want him to do a Kaczynski was right hoodie. Would he do it? If I suggested it?
Maybe. Oh, you know what would be good? Because I found this shirt online that says what did it say? Shut up hippie or something like that. What did I send him? I want to look. It was such a good fucking shirt that I wanted, but it's got Ronald Reagan on it. And I don't want a shirt with Ronald Reagan on it because the guy enacted more gun legislation. Oh, it says "Shut up, hippie." That's what it says, and it's got. You can see it. It's got fucking Reagan on it. It's a hoodie.
Seen it. I went to his site and looked at every shirt.
This isn't a Top Lobster.
Oh, it's not a Top Lobster. Oh,
but I was like, can we make another? Can we make a "Shut up, hippie" shirt or hoodie, but with a different picture on it? And he's like, well, what picture would you want to use? And I was like, well, now I think I know which one we should use.
Well, we had a guest on the show that like designed shirts, and one of them she made was like an Uncle Ted was right shirt, and she kept getting banned places.
Yeah, she got banned on eBay and all over the place.
Got it.
Yeah, she got all of her shit taken down. She has to sell like privately on PayPal now, or not even PayPal, something else.
I didn't recall, but
yeah, that's Mother Girth.
Yeah,
you were here when she was on.
So
you guys kept bringing up sexual violence, and she's like a victim of sexual violence, so I kept trying to like bring it back. You wouldn't stop. I was like, God damn it, dude.
Sorry.
It's all right. I don't think she took any offense to it, but I was like trying to shield it a little bit, and I was like, oh, let's get away from this topic. Holy shit. Fucking always you boys. Always. It's not like either of you talk to a lot of women outside of your own relationship, so.
No, absolutely not.
I certainly don't. I don't even see women anymore. I talk to my, first of all, I have a small Italian fiance.
He's not lying. We've seen her.
Yeah. I have a very small Italian fiance. And if you're not familiar with small Italian women, that means they're very stabby. And so I don't see women I don't even know what a woman is anymore. I'm like, if Walsh came to me, if Matt Walsh came to me and was like, what is a woman? I'd be like, I don't know, my fiance. That's it. It's the only one I know now. I don't know anymore. I let them all go.
If you see a woman at the mall, it's just a gray shape.
Yeah, it's like a blob. Yeah, I'll notice like the kids and the husband and like the shoes. You know what I mean? But that's it. I don't see women anymore. They're all gone.
Which is weird because people call you Nazi, and I'm like, how can it be a Nazi if he doesn't see people's color?
Well, I just think it's funny that I'm like
myth busted.
I'm so anti-socialist and anti-communist that calling me a Nazi is just. It's so ridiculous because they were literally the National Socialist Workers Party movement, dude. Like they were fucking as socialist as it comes. They literally nationalized industry. Like they were as socialist as it comes. And you're calling me a Nazi? It's a political ideology. That's what people don't understand about Nazism.
What if Ye
Yeah,
makes
it's another left
thing normal?
Mussolini was a communist before he was a fascist.
Right.
True.
And he literally coined the fascism as the merger of state and corporate, right? I mean, that's what it is. And really it's all socialism and communism is fascism. If you look at it that way, it's a merger of the state and corporations, right? That's what it is. Absolutely. They're going to nationalize the industry. They're going to take control of all the workers, and then they're going to tell the workers what they got to do. I mean, that's what it is. So National Socialists are socialists. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Literally. Nationalizing, every socialist movement in the world nationalized industry. Every single one. So what's the difference between a National Socialist and a Marxist-Leninist? What's the difference? There was none.
And Antifa.
There was none. There was no difference. That's the thing, is like when people call you a Nazi, they're trying to say that you're a racist, right? Mm-hmm. The Nazis killed all the Jews and this and that and this and that, and you're a Nazi. And it's like, first of all, no, I'm not.
I guess
Nazi is a political ideology. Sure, that specific sect of that political ideology did some really bad things. And I'm not going to say that I loved Hitler or anything like Ye did. Okay.
I think where you could draw a distinction is one has an obsession with class.
They all did. So did the National Socialists, dude. Totally, 100%. That's how that was how they literally got control of the government. Was talking about the Weimar Republic and the economy and classes, and that's what they did. That's how they got control of the government, dude.
But they didn't like kill the useful idiots afterward. So much in Nazi Germany, as far as I'm aware.
So what you're saying is Marxist-Leninists were even worse than Nazis.
You know, I think as soon as Hitler took power, like he killed the head of the brown shirt.
He killed a bunch of people. Yeah. He killed a lot of people too.
Go talk to a German that resisted the Nazis.
No, but he's talking about the people that helped the Nazis.
But no, if I remember right, though, Weimar Germany had like over a dozen political parties, and they had like the majority with like a third of it. Yeah. And then they used the Reichstag fire as an excuse.
Sure.
And then they jailed all the left-wing parties. You know, they jailed their opposition, which gave them a majority. And then it was also
they did the same thing in the USSR.
Hindenburg is the one that appointed him, though,
right?
Too, because Hitler lost his election for president, so I think it was Chancellor that he appointed to, right? Or was it the other way around?
See, that's the thing, is like they talk about class and the economy and helping the workers, right? They did the same thing in the USSR, same exact thing. It's just that once they get power, that's not what they do.
Yeah.
It's the same thing everywhere. It's the same thing here in the United States. Look at our own government is talking about the workers and classes and races and how everything's divided and we need to be equal and everyone needs to be equal. But at the same time, with the hand behind their back, right? They're draining the middle class's wealth, dude. Draining our fucking wealth, dude. We don't have any wealth to begin with. And they're taking what little bit we have left through fucking inflation and I mean just destroying the purchasing power of your dollar, right? They're doing this purposely while spending your fucking money on never-ending wars, okay? Fucking equality. What if the tools of equality?
Equity.
What?
Equity and
equity
inclusion.
Equity and inclusion.
A disgusting term.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're spending it on free abortions and like, do you really think these motherfuckers care about you?
No.
Do you think they care about class warfare? No, dude. They don't give a fuck about the class struggle. They don't care. You're a fucking tax cattle to them. That's it.
You're in the way.
You're nothing else but tax cattle. They are grooming you, farming you, taking your wealth, and pushing their own fucking pet projects. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. That's it. I don't know.
You have to like it. If you don't like it, you're an extremist. We're going to watch you.
Yep.
Control your assets.
Yep. Any transactions over $600, dude?
You can't count on politicians to be our saviors. I mean, honestly, like, if you don't know by now that almost every politician on the national level has been completely bought and paid for. Like you just got your head in the sand. Like the country is ruled by interests higher than government itself, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's actually the way the world works.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude.
World Economic Forum. Larry Fink is a big one.
Fuck Larry Fink.
Yeah, fuck Larry.
And Klaus Klibenkluber.
Klaus Schwab.
Yeah, I know.
Klaus von Kami Schnitzel.
I watch
Yeah.
Sing all the time with my kids. Sing 2. Have you ever seen that movie? And they're like world's most famous dance instructor is Klaus Klickenklopper. And every time I hear his name, I think for some reason of Klaus Schwab. I don't know why. I don't know
Good
why.
flick.
You know, and this would be off so much because the media's got the entire left wing of the country thinking that Russia is the enemy, the whole right wing of the country thinking that China is the enemy, but really it's old moneyed interests in Europe that have been running things for quite a long goddamn time.
Yeah, people will say that the monarchy doesn't rule England anymore.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the monarchy still rules England, dude. They're fucking idiots if you don't.
Okay, come on. And isn't there, so there's what, 17 countries in the Commonwealth, right?
Yep.
They all still have the king on their money.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
True.
It's all, and that's the powerful family, dude. You know what I mean? They're the ones who call all the shots. All the politicians that still believe in the monarchy in their house take all their marching orders from the monarchy. 100%. 100 fucking percent. And I don't think it's any different here.
And they played a
States.
big hand in installing this Federal Reserve here.
Correct.
The British Crown still has a ton of influence in our own government.
And that's what I want to say here. If you think that we're not ruled by a monarchy here in the United States, you're a fucking idiot too.
Like, do you really think the British ever would actually let us secede? They've been trying to bring us back into their colonies, since Cornwall surrendered in Yorktown.
Listen, we're still living under the monarchy. It's just not the British monarchy anymore. Okay.
Well, right.
You know what I'm saying? There's very powerful people in this country.
Basically a de facto monarchy.
Yeah. There's very powerful families in this country that call a lot of the shots, that got governments in their pocket. You know what I mean?
Very powerful European families too.
Yeah, that too. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, we're getting to the end of the public show here. Of course, we're going to do a members only stream where we'll probably go even harder than this. I don't know how we're not going to get a strike on this show, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. We made
Could have mentioned a family's name.
Huh?
I could have mentioned a certain family's name.
Yeah, it's exactly. Dude. We haven't gotten shut down this show though. We got shut down with Reed 2 weeks ago. Our show just stopped streaming in the middle of it. I'm like, really? We did put it up on another stream to fix it, in case anybody wanted to finish that stream. But yeah, they just shut us down in the middle of the stream with Reed, and then Reed got a strike right after that. I'm starting to think that there's something there, dude. You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't gotten any strikes yet, thankfully, though. I don't know. Before we get going, you got anything, AJ?
Can we get an update from the Twitter files again?
You got anything, right?
That's all
Give us an
I've
update.
seen for.
You don't got anything?
I don't know. There's a lot. I'd actually have to sit down there for a few minutes and actually read all the
There's
tweets.
too much coming in. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot going on right now.
We'll go check out my TikTok then.
Let's get a word from our last sponsor before we get going. All right. Guys, check out Peace Hawk Coffee. It's really, really great coffee. I actually have it. I meant to have a cup with me tonight, but I ended up drinking beer, not coffee. I'm sorry. With this small coffee roasting business, Peace Hawk will sell delicious micro batch roasted coffee online while donating at least $1 of every pound sold to worthy foreign aid organizations like Yemen Relief and Reconstruction Foundation, who has expressed support for this project. While their initial focus will be on Yemen Ethiopian coffee, which I have, by the way, it's very good coffee. I'll bring the bag down on the next show so you guys can see it. They'll also have some affordable Central American varieties available too. I also have a Central American variety. It's really cool bags. You guys are going to like it. However, Peace Hawk will always donate at least $1 from every pound sold to worthy foreign aid organizations. When you buy Peace Hawk coffee, you're not only buying great coffee, you have a chance to support the economies of countries struggling against the effects of war, support stellar private aid foundations doing life-saving work abroad, support stateside peace activists like my friend Will Hobson, who started the company, myself, and everybody on this show. And the name Peace Hawk will be a counter to the War Hawk, who is aggressively pro-war. This company will be aggressively pro-peace. Sign up for their email list today at peacehawk Coffee, where you get all kinds of alerts when they go live. Definitely good stuff. I sure I'll have a link for you guys to order it cheap too, but sign up for the email list now so that you can get alert when it comes. It's going to be your new favorite coffee, I promise you. I'm really stoked on how great the coffee is and how affordable it's going to be. And the fact that it's going to help Fornade, like real Fornade, not the kind of Fornade that's like, oh, Pakistan needs some gender roles studied over there. Buddy, Mr. Brett Lindenfelser.
Lindenfelser.
I know. I always fucking
I know, it gets butchered all the time. I'm used to it.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, man, and driving all the way down and shit. We really appreciate you. Before we go, you got anything where people can find you, follow you, all that good stuff?
I guess I have a Twitter handle. It's Lindenfelser191.
Yep.
That's all I got.
I actually told everybody to go follow you on the last show on Tuesday. So if
thank
got
you.
some new follows this week, that's probably why we were like, I wanted everybody to like come and follow you. You don't have enough followers, dude. You deserve way more than what you.
Yeah, I don't really try on Twitter that hard, but I guess maybe I should. But
Yeah, you should. Twitter's fucking.
oh
lit.
yeah, I do. It's the most fun app.
The most fun app. It's not even close. It's not even close either. Ryan, you got anything before we take off, buddy?
Follow me on Twitter at BulldogGamer28, and there's still some amnesty stuff happening. I just saw a tweet from 31 minutes ago about an account that was just unbanned.
Cool. Mine's
So,
still not
more
unbanned.
hope.
I won't believe it till I see it, dude. It was supposed to happen the beginning of last week, and now we're at almost the start of the third week. So I'll believe it when I fucking see it. AJ, got anything before we go?
Nope, I'm good.
You're not gonna tell people to follow your fucking Twitter?
Oh shit. Yeah,
Your TikTok?
Your TikTok?
Your,
well,
poison,
yeah, Twitter I'm still poison.
poison dick tip?
_tip. But on TikTok I'm poison _tip _2.0.
Yeah, because he's not long
Man,
there again.
I'm almost to 1,000 followers. I'm at
He's already got a video
930.
that they've like covered up
Yeah,
already, and he's been back for what, a week, 2 weeks?
George Floyd.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Rest in R.I.P. our Black Jesus.
R.I.P. George Floyd.
Oh,
He's
before
still
you guys go,
pulling strings.
Yeezy, Kanye West has released a new song today.
Oh my god.
So while
really?
all these people,
What?
while all these people are going nuts about him, he released a new song that was fucking fire, dude.
Is it about his fiance?
No,
He has a fiance?
no,
Okay.
no.
Maybe I
he
should've
actually
said that.
ends the song with we said DEFCON, now we're past 3.
Oh my god.
And then there's a sound clip from him on Alex Jones at the end of it where Alex is like, okay, how about we just say that you like the outfits and nothing else? And he's like, I
Right.
actually literally love, and then it repeats the literally love literally love at the end. That's how the song
You're
closes out.
shitting.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Well, the day he was on Alex Jones, I work night shift, so I sleep during the day. I woke up in the middle of the day and I just checked my Twitter. The first thing I saw was a clip of him on Alex Jones, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching this shit.
Yeah,
And I only caught the last 45 minutes of it. I had tears streaming down my face the entire time.
Stop entertainment. And
Oh my
comedy.
god! Like I so many people are taking this so damn seriously. Like, this is the best piece of comedy I've seen in like, years.
But I'm going to tell you right now, dude, if you're a legit Kanye West fan, like I have been for a long time, I love hip hop, and Kanye was amazing. He was one of the best to do it ever. Late Registration, I mean, like the old stuff, his new song sounds like that. It's like old Kanye again. It was fucking fire. There's going to be some conflicted ass people out there because they're going to be like, this song is so good.
I
So
just
good.
pulled it up
I
on my
love it.
phone, and after
Gotta
we end the
embrace
show
Clown
here, I'm
World.
gonna listen to it.
I could probably download it and play it on the members only stream. We can
would get
we can
immediately
react to it
copyright
together.
Yeah,
strike.
let's talk in the.
All right.
Let's do
That
it.
would
on
that
the
would get your
members
channel
No
taken
one-
down
Why?
because they
Because why?
you get copyright strike like right away.
But
You can't,
no. Only if you monetize. You can
No.
only get copyright. I get copyright strikes all the time, dude. All the time for stuff. Trust me, I know how it works. It doesn't affect your channel at all. They can just whoever owns the rights to the song can monetize that video. They get all the money from that video. My members only stream isn't monetized, so it doesn't matter.
they might still take it down because
They're just enforcing a property rights law.
for a fantasy football draft, we like
I'm telling you,
everybody
is
gave a
bullshit.
song that they wanted to play, and my brother like put it on a playlist.
I'm telling you right now, when I get the alerts, it says this in no way puts your page in jeopardy whatsoever. It just means that the person who owns the licensing rights gets the money from your monetized videos. That specific video that uses their media. We'll be fine. I promise you. I've been on YouTube longer than you, buddy. We'll be right.
There's only one way to settle this argument.
For sure. Do you know what year this YouTube was started?
What year?
Like 2006.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I got you beat, dude. Anyways, guys, I love you to death. Thank you so much for hanging out with us every Tuesday and Thursday for now. Of course, I think the Tuesday, Friday might flip here and there since we're not doing that class. But
Wait,
definitely
you're not
Tuesday,
doing the class?
not right away. It'll
Oh,
be a
okay.
while. So I have some, like today we're doing Thursday because I had already scheduled with Brett quite a while ago. And then I think next week we may do Friday. So Thursday and Friday might flip, but we'll be Tuesday. We could go back to doing Mondays too because you got booted from your basketball team. But my son starts basketball next month, and his games are supposed to be on Saturday, but sometimes they may be on Fridays too. So we'll see how that works out. But anyways, I love you guys to death. I will see you on Tuesday for the next show. Until then, don't forget to break the cycle.
Due to legal reasons, I just have to explain. The lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just meant it in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So any violence you commit, I am not an excuse, because I just meant it in Minecraft. A chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Obviously I would never advocate force, unless there's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse in Minecraft, just in Minecraft. Nothing I mean, you know it. No product finish gets it close to COVID.